There he is. Never mind, I got Brian.
How's
Brian Hanson, how you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fabulous. Good to see Good to see you. Glad to be here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You're going to tell us everything you know about AI.
I'm going to tell
in
you.
an hour.
I'm going to tell you as much as I can in an hour. You know that.
Okay. We got Francis on here. He's your backup guy or what?
I'm just here to look pretty. That's all.
Then you're failing. That's Francis Ablola. These two guys used to work for us here at Global, and they went on to create their own internet-related business and now AI business. And I don't know anybody that knows more about the AI than you guys, so I'm going to turn it over to you. Now, I'm not going to be around here when you get done. Well, I put you last. I'm leaving. And well, I don't care. You can go till we had you scheduled for an hour. I don't care when you quit. Whenever nobody's online, I guess. Whatever you want to do. You guys better pay attention to this one because this is going to rock your boat. I'm going to take it over, guys.
Thanks, Ron.
I appreciate it, Ron. Thank you for having us. I'm going to show you some pretty cool stuff as well as Francis today. I won't spend too much time on us, but as Ron said, we used to work with Ron for years ago. I was in my early 20s, and he changed my life forever. So I was really just, I'm originally from Iowa. I moved down, and I ended up by chance, my boss from up there started working with Ron Legrand, and she told me about the opportunity there. And I had no idea what I was getting into. I had a mindset of trying to work my way up the corporate ladder. And man, when I started seeing what all of you guys were doing, I'm like, I can do this. And I started going out, and I got some house deals under my belt. And during that whole process, I kind of realized like I love the marketing side, which has had me going into technology, and I built over a few hundred different websites in niches that I had no clue what I was doing. Everything from hot sauce to stone machinery. I created one of the largest engine and transmission companies in the entire United States online, and had no idea how to change my own oil. Just from Ron really opening my eyes to the marketing world and the capabilities of what I can do. So I owe a ton to this guy, and also my partner Francis, which I was able to meet through Ron Legrand's office. So in fact, the first day we met, we were flying on Ron's jet to go to Dan Kennedy and hang out. So it was a really cool introduction into the world of marketing and everything that we do. But Francis and I have kind of moved on to start doing our own training events. We teach marketing and AI. We have been doing that for a very long time now. We have Inc. 5000 4 consecutive years in a row, once hitting number 80 and number 281 in Inc. 500 magazine. And we really just got into this AI thing. And it's like, if there's one thing that really stuck with me with Ron, it was the less I do, the more I make. I took that to heart. In fact, at one point, Ron called me the laziest guy he knew. That changed a little bit for this business, but we're getting back there. AI has really helped me and our company just like learn how to do things easier and faster. And I think a lot of people get intimidated by it because it's technology. And even though sometimes technology can be not really difficult, easy to do, there's a lot to learn. And that is typically not the case with AI. It's actually pretty simple. And that's what I'm really going to dig in today is how to push buttons. We're not going to do anything hard, but we're going to do some wild stuff that hopefully you haven't seen a lot of this. So it's going to open your eyes to what this kind of stuff can do. And again, we have about an hour of time, so I want to dig right in. Francis, I don't know if you had any words that you want to say before we get started.
No, you covered it all. I do want to point out Mario, though. Mario says, "What's up, Brian and Francis? How to Market Houses brand alumni here." So
Nice.
Mario's been hanging out with us. That was probably at least 10, 15 years ago. So good to have you here, Mario. And Brian, you take it away. I'll come in a little bit after with some other things.
Okay.
And we'll wrap up and make sure you guys have some great value out of the time we have. Super appreciate being here. And Brian, go take it away.
Let me click my present button here and make sure everything works well. So screen share. I'll be going to another tab. All right. And let's see, I'll do entire screen. Okay, I can't do audio if I do entire screen. Let's see. we'll have to maybe stop sharing and share again later. So we'll do that. All right. So
it should work if you're using Chrome to open it up.
I believe I am using Chrome. So use the entire screen and you'll still be able to hear it.
Not if it's not letting you check that button.
Okay.
The button that says share audio.
I can't.
But yeah, you could do it. You could do it like you said. You could open a tab with the audio on it and share that instead.
Okay. Let's start with entire screen, and when I need it, I'll pull it up. All right. Let's go ahead. Making sure everybody can see what's in front of me right now. The real AI tool time. Can you guys see my screen?
Got it.
All right. Perfect. All right. Let's get into it. Let's start off and start getting into some good stuff. So right out of the gates, first of all, this is all the partners on our team. In the middle there is Delmar Cross. He's a star of A&E's Zombie House Flipping Tampa. So we have a house flipping TV show. And you just met Francis, and Rich is, handles kind of the sales and conversion side of the company. But that's the whole crew right there. Actually, we need to get Demoy in that picture. We're missing Demoy. Typically, I don't start off with ChatGPT. So I've much preferred using Claude and even Grok recently. But ChatGPT has made a lot of great changes, and I'm starting to move back to ChatGPT. So I'm going to show you some cool stuff, some of which just launched this week. But I'm going to talk about ChatGPT for a second, just with like what it can do. So let's first just the basics. So I don't know how much you guys know about using these kind of tools. First, just simple stuff like you can create emails, landing pages for your website, all that kind of stuff. So just a real quick demo of that. Let's say we want to create a 5 email follow-up sequence for a house buying company called Cash Buyer Team to entice home sellers that gave us their info and didn't sell their house to us to sell their house to us. We buy houses cash and close quickly. All right. And then we'll just start with that. So we'll do a 5 emails, and all I got to do is hit go. And this is going to start creating those emails for me. So that's one way you can use it. And many of you are probably like, I already knew that. So if you're using AI already, you know that it can do stuff like this. We'll get into a lot of stuff that hopefully you haven't heard. But this is a great way to put this stuff in an automated follow-up sequence. And not a lot of people do this historically. So the thing is, with your business, it's one of the most important things that you can do, because time changes circumstances. And so like, even if you talk to somebody and they say they're not going to sell their house, that's not the same conversation you're going to have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months down the line. Again, if the house doesn't sell, time changes circumstances. So you want to be in front of those people and continue to send stuff to them until they say, take me off your list, or they sell. You know, we're going to just keep trying and trying until we get one of those options. So in this case, it's creating all this stuff. You pop it up into your follow-up email solution into your CRM, and that automatically goes out every single time that you get a lead. So if you're not doing this yet, you should be, because you set it up once and it's done. And as you can see, I just said 5 for the sake of time. We could do an entire year's worth of follow-up emails, and you just hit go, and this is going to be sending out for you automatically from the time to come. So that's one thing that you can do. The other thing is this just started recently, is create ads. So I'm going to show you a few different things. So let's start with the ads. They just launched ChatGPT 4.0 image creation, like literally this week. So one of the things with AI is it could always create pictures, and it was okay at text. ChatGPT was actually pretty awful with creating pictures and creating text. Ideogram and Flux and other tools were much, much better. That all changed just a few days ago. So now if you have ChatGPT and you're using 4.0 in here, you can make amazing stuff with any kind of words, and it spells it correctly almost every time. So in this case, all I said is create a picture of a woman wearing a shirt that says Ron Legrand, the man, the myth, the legend, with an eagle and an American flag, with a car background in the background that has a car wrap that says we buy houses, any price, any area, any condition. And it did all of that. Now this is massive for marketing, because like before I couldn't do that. Like it would always mess up the words. It couldn't get like too many things down. And you couldn't put it on different things. Now I can put it anywhere that I want. I'll show you a couple more examples, just so you can kind of get your head around this. So this is just a simple one. Create an image of a woman holding a sign, sell your house fast, click the link to sell now. And it creates this. So I can use this stuff for, you can create brochures, you can create Facebook ads, you can do a lot of things, but you don't have to use like Canva and all these other tools that they're not necessarily hard, but now all I have to do is put a sentence in and I have advertising. So like, even if you have like a virtual assistant or a graphic designer or whoever you pay whatever amount of money to create these things, by the time you just got done telling them what to do, you could have already had it finished on your own without anybody's help. So here's some more examples. I have it help me make the ad. Come up with an image ad showing the reason why someone should sell to a cash buyer instead of an agent. So it's starting to create the concept. All I did was ask a question. It's creating the concept. It's talking about the left side of the picture and the right side of the picture. And it's giving me this story. And then it said, would you like me to create the image? I said, yes, please create the image. And it gives me this ad. Now, again, this was not possible just last week. So this is just in the last few days, but look at all this. So it says selling with an agent, stress, delays, uncertainty. She's got papers piling up on the table for sale sign still. Selling to a cash buyer, sold, quick, simple, guaranteed. Skip the stress, fast for cash, get your offer today. And I want you to keep something in mind. I made all of these right before this call. This took me no time at all. I didn't put much thought into it. You could really dial this stuff in, but I want you to, as you're looking at these, to see that anything's possible now. So ad creation is the lifeblood of getting your leads, is being able to get in front of people. Now it's very easy for anybody to do. So like this one, I did the same thing. I asked it to create me an ad, come up with a creative ad for getting motivated sellers to sell their home, came up with the ad for me. I said, great, create the image. And so it created this for me. Stressed about your house, we'll take that weight off your shoulders. So I got a little line in here. I see the mistake, but again, I just made these real fast. So I might do that one over. But this one says behind on payments. We bought it. Fast, simple, cash in hand. And what I want you to see the entire time we're going through all the stuff that I'm going to show you today is that I'm just a button pusher. While I'm going to give you a lot of information, we're going to go into multiple tools. ChatGPT is normally something I don't even talk about, but it does some pretty cool stuff now. But all I'm doing is I typed in, come up with a creative image for getting motivated sellers to sell their home, and I hit enter. So if you can do that, you can do everything that I'm talking about. Again, I'm going to keep saying it. Like, I want to help you turn you into button pushers. Handwritten design. So sell your house fast for cash and close on the day of your choice. DM me if you need to sell. I just said create a handwritten image on a bright yellow paper that says sell your house fast for cash and close on the day of your choice. So it did that for me. Cash buyer team. I had them, actually it spelled the website wrong. I'm going to redo that one. Actually, you know what? I had it redo it because I didn't think it spelled it right, and it did. It was up here. So I just said, create an image. And I actually didn't even want them to write it out. I said what I wanted. It created the actual ad. So you could use this as the text in your ad. But I said, sorry, can you create an image ad? Up here, I said to create an ad for me. I wasn't specific that I wanted an image. So I was more specific here. And it created this entire ad for me. It even put my website name. So this is ready to go and using an ad. And that looks pretty darn good. Again, considering I just did all this stuff. You can upload yourself. So in this case, I put Ron here. I said to put a basketball in his hand and change his shirt to a jersey that said Legrand. I told him this one didn't really look like him, and it made him look older in the picture. So it redid it for me and made Ron in a jersey with the basketball. I could just do simple stuff like, say, change the color of his shirt, put him at the beach, whatever I want, instead of changing his clothes and all that stuff. But you can have fun with this too. I had it create like a comic. So I literally said, look at how easy this was. Create a comic image of how wholesaling houses works. And check this out. How wholesaling houses works. We agree to buy your property for $100,000. I assign the contract to you for $110,000. I buy the property. Seller gets $100,000. I make $10,000. Seller gets $100,000. Buyer pays $110,000. So it literally made a comic for me just by writing, create a comic, and it spelled all the stuff correctly. So for those of you that have been playing with AI, this is a massive breakthrough. All the other companies are going to start to follow suit and do this. So that's just a couple of them. I was doing some ones for AI, but this tool can help you create any kind of content that you need for marketing and any images now where anybody can do it. You need to know zero about graphic design or anything. You don't even need to know how to make an ad, because this is going to do it for you. You just say, create an ad like this. You can tell it to create funny ads. You can do whatever you want, but just say, I want to create an ad to entice motivated sellers to sell me their home. It'll create it. And then you say, great, turn it into an image, or change something if you don't like it. You can add your calls to action, your websites, your phone numbers, all of it just by typing. I can change stuff too. Like if I wanted to change this part of the picture, I could say, have the guy wearing a t-shirt instead. Change what he says to this, and it'll actually change the picture, which is cool. So that's one thing. The other thing is you can use this to help you like stay motivated. So I know that sounds crazy that we have to do that for ourselves sometimes, but it's all of us. You know, we need a poke sometimes. We need that person pushing us. You can schedule tasks in here under 4.0 with scheduled tasks. So if I click on that, I'm going to go to a new screen. So I'm not doing it on that same one, but now it's GPT tasks. I can say every morning, remind me to check opportunities for seller financing properties on Craigslist, for example, at 9 a.m. EST. Hit go. And now it's going to create a task. It just scheduled this. And every morning I'm going to get pinged at 9 a.m. to do that task. So I can schedule things like that to remind me of things. So Operator, this is part of ChatGPT. It's called Operator. I can have it actually go do that for me. I can have it go to the courthouse if I want and get like Liz Pendens or whatever you want to do. But let's say I want to scour we're going to do our task at 9 a.m. So go to Craigslist.org and search for owner financing / seller financing deals, home deals on homes for sale in Jacksonville, Florida. So all I'm telling ChatGPT right now is I want to go to Craigslist and get this owner financing and seller financing deals on homes in Jacksonville, Florida. And I'm going to hit go. And if you're not up on AI and you don't know anything about browser extension stuff, like where I'm about to show you, this is crazy. So it's opening up and doing exactly what I just told it to do. So as you can see, let me try to blow this up. It's actually going to Craigslist. I'm not touching anything. I don't know if you guys can see me. So here's my hands. This is happening all on its own. So is everybody able to see my screen right now? So I'm not doing this. ChatGPT is just opened up Craigslist. It just went to Jacksonville. I did not have this site up. So this is all happening automatically. Now let's see what it does. So it's got to think a little bit. It's in the Jacksonville section. What is it going to search for? And here's my hands. I'm not touching this. Owner financing. Perfect. So now it's looking for owner financing deals. All right. Taking a minute for them to pull up. Now it's going to look at these and it's going to start making a list for me. I can take control at any time. I'm not going to do that, but it's going to this listing for me right now. All right. It just copied that URL. See it copying that link? So all I got to do is wake up and have operator start my task and walk away. And when I come back, I'm going to have a list of all the owner financing and seller financing properties that it found. So right now it's putting, I found this list on Craigslist. He's giving me a quick snap of the listing. And then it says you can view it here. So I got to tell it was created successfully. Yes. Perfect. And now I have that listing. Now I didn't specifically say find all of them. I said, go find one. So it just gave me one in this instance, but I can have it get every single one and give me the links to every single one of those pages without touching anything. So that's pretty awesome, right? Because you could do that with the courthouse listings. You could do that with a lot of things that take a lot of time. And it's a supercomputer making all of its own decisions and seeing what's happening on the screen. How crazy is that, by the way? So these tools can do a lot more than I'm going to be able to show you in an hour, by the way. We're just going to kind of fly through this stuff, but I want you to see the capabilities. And then I also want you to understand that I didn't do anything special. So this wasn't hard. I said to go to Craigslist and search for owner financing, seller financing deals on homes for sale in Jacksonville, Florida. I need to be more specific and say, like, get me the whole list, and it'll give me all of them. So that's pretty cool. That's Operator, also part of ChatGPT. So ChatGPT can essentially write all of your emails, your landing pages, go find properties for you. It can create all of your ads, and a whole lot more. It can do a lot more than I'm showing you today, but I thought that was cool. So let's dig in to the next tool. Yeah, here's like another image. I said to put Brian Buys Houses on the building in the background and have two women in the page wearing Brian Buys Houses shirts. And it created that for me. You can have women holding a sign with your phone number handwritten. All this stuff is created using the tool. So super easy. You can create comic stuff. We buy ugly, stinky houses. This is created inside of ChatGPT. So cool. Yeah. And now, since we're on kind of the topic of images, I wanted to go into this real quick and show you home staging. So home staging is a very expensive thing to do. You know, it's at least hundreds. Sometimes it can be thousands of dollars to have you stage a home, depending upon the size of it. But it's you know, it's work. You have people going in and out of your house. You're getting things scratched up, and it's expensive to do. There's tools with AI where you just upload the picture. This isn't the only one. This is one of the more used apps. It's called Virtual Staging AI.app. Virtual Staging AI.app. But I just upload my picture, and I'm not going to do that because I don't have a house for sale right now. And I'm just popping this up last minute here. But I can change the room. So let's say it's, we want to do the outdoor. And this is how it looked before. I can change it to modern and have a modern look. I can change it to Scandinavian. I can change it to luxury. It even puts a grill in here. But it'll take your rooms and turn them into something that looks really nice. So like this is the original. How much better does it look if you upload that photo and put some furniture in here? There's farmhouse, luxury, Scandinavian. And you can do this with all of your photos for practically nothing. You can even upload your images for free. I want to say it might cost like $3, $4 or something like that. And there's a lot of different sites that do this. But you can stage your homes without actually needing to stage them, which is pretty awesome, right? So this is called virtualstaging.app. I won't spend too much time on it because it's pretty simple. You just upload the photo. Your photos would look like this. That's like a real example. Or let's do like a bedroom. It would look like this, empty. And then you just put furniture in it. You can pick the look that you want. And it's going to really make it pop. So there's a big difference between this picture and this picture. So that is Virtual Staging AI. And AI is just crazy, guys. You can do so much with this stuff. Market validation. So let's say you want to go into a different area, but you don't know a lot about it. Or maybe you want to bolt on business that kind of cross promotes with your real estate business. Or maybe you want to do something completely outside of real estate too. You're going to start another business. One of the tools that I use for market validation is Venturus AI. So this is another great tool. Let me show you how this works. So it's Venturus, VENTURUS.ai. AI.com. So I'm going to click on here. And all you got to do is take your existing business or your new business, tell it what you want. So as an example, I'm not going to wait for this report. We don't have time for things to render, but I'm going to show you anyway. I'm going to use one of my reports just because I want everybody to understand how easy this stuff is. Everything is push button today. So I want to start a wholesaling business in Orlando, Florida. All right. I would put more details in here. I only use 53 characters out of 4,000. I typically would not do that. I would put more in here because the more details, the better. But we're just going to do this for now. And then I just hit generate. That's all the work that you have to do to get this report. Now let me go to one that's finished. This one's probably just going to take a minute. So I'm not having you guys wait. I got other reports that we can go back to. So let's go to my ventures. And let's pick this one here, Jacksonville Flip Ventures. And it's going to give me a lot of details. So this is just kind of the overview, but let me pull this up. So you get a standard analysis about the company, the industry insight. You get a SWOT analysis, and some of the stuff you're about to see, this is not stuff that the app made up. This is like tried and true. Business consultants charge thousands to dig into all of these things. They're frameworks that have been around for a very long time, but it just has all the best ones in it. So it's going to show you with your idea, your business, the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, and the threats that you need to consider. And some of this stuff we kind of already look into a little bit, like with the SWOT. Some of the other stuff we don't, like the pastel analysis. Maybe there's something political that we need to think about, or economic, social, technological, environmental, legal. Those are usually the things that we're not thinking about on top of mind when we're going into a business. We're usually thinking about how are we going to make money, what could go wrong, those kind of things, but not digging into some of this stuff. Porter's 5 Forces. So another awesome framework. It gives you the threat of new entry, the threat of substitution, supplier power, buyer power, competitive rivalry. It breaks down the CATWO analysis, customers, actors, transformation process, worldview, owners, and environmental constraints. I would read all this, guys. I can't because it's such a big report, and I want to give you guys a lot of good stuff while we're on today. So I'm gonna just kind of go through it just so you can see the kind of data you can get. So it's going to give you business strategies, business frameworks, requirement analysis, revenue streams, your marketing strategy, different slogans you can even use, social media posts that you can post, marketing channels that you can use for this. Even brings up local community events, which I actually agree with. And then a game-changing idea. We'll just read this one. Just what is the game-changing idea? So for a house flipping business, you could integrate some sort of home technology into renovations by equipping each flip property with the latest smart home devices, such as thermostats, security systems, lighting, and properties that not only appeal to tech-savvy buyers, but also contributed to energy efficiency and lower utility costs. This strategic enhancement differentiates the offerings in the competitive market, potentially commanding a higher sales price and making properties more attractive in an increasing digital world. So actually a pretty good idea. All right, so now we go to the next one. This is your MVP. So MVP is your minimum viable product. If you're going to launch a new business, what's the minimum viable product that you need in order to get to market? In this case, you're not like really selling like a product. It is the house buying business, but it tells you like what you're going to need, like the core features. Some of these I don't know if you would need. Like a house flipping is different than wholesaling. So this one's for flipper, you're going to need renovation capabilities, as it says here. We should have used wholesaling for this example, but this is a flipper. Market validation. So it gives you the market validation, marketing strategy, a timeline milestones. So the initial market study, first property acquisition, completion of renovation, first sale, budget considerations that you need to keep in mind, performance metrics that you want to look at. So the days on market, return on investment, lead conversion rates, customer satisfaction scores. So all the good stuff. And this would be a little more detailed if, like, let's say you were selling a product. The house flipping business is different when you're trying to get something to market. You have a lot more details with that. Your USP. So what I always tell people with this is one of the most important parts. So a lot of people will think whatever they're selling, even if that's a service, you got to be the best. Unfortunately, I wish that was true, but it's just not true. So a USP is what makes you different from everybody else out there. So this is where like people will say, I don't want to get into this business, whether that's the house business or any kind of business, because it's too saturated. We always, like humans, we try to talk ourselves out of stuff. Saturation means it's working. So if something's saturated, it means like there's money to be made there. That's a good thing. What you need to do is figure out how you're going to distinguish yourself from all these other people. So that's your USP, your unique selling point. A really good example of this is like a company like Domino's. They became one of the biggest companies in America, not because they had the best pizza. It was pretty actually awful at first. It actually has gotten pretty good lately. But in the beginning, they were not selling that pizza because it tasted great. You know, they were selling it because if they weren't there in 30 minutes, you got the pizza free. So you knew you're going to get fast pizza, and it tasted decent, right? It wasn't, I shouldn't say terrible, but it just wasn't like the best. That's a USP. So we're going to get there in 30 minutes or it's free. So this goes into creating a winning USP, a risky USP, a losing USP. It's comparing you to other companies to see what makes you unique. It's giving you examples of bad USPs and good USPs, so you can try to figure out like what that looks like. It gives you kind of a company overview of what that USP compares like with other companies. Ranking competitors USP analysis. And we can dig into the customer persona. So this is one of the most important parts that we look at when we're going into any business is the audience. Most people are more worried about their competitors, but the competitors are all usually doing the same kind of stuff. I can get that stuff very easily, and I'm going to show you how to get your competitor's marketing campaign handed over on a silver platter in just a second. But understanding the audience is probably one of the most important parts because they're the person that you need to convince to do business with you. So this is going to break down what that person might look like. So their background, the challenges that they're having in life, their goals, their objections that they're going to have doing business with you, what you can offer them to make them want to do business with you, and who they are. So what are their identifiers? And this one, they're actually going after another real estate investor that's having troubles. So they're trying to go after somebody that's that wants to let their properties go. Pretty actually good idea. This goes into the age, their income level, their education, all that kind of stuff. This one's going to give you a different persona. So this person is a mother of two searching for a spacious home in a safe suburban areas. And so she's got a limited budget, goes into all the challenges, the goals, the objections, what you can offer, and the identifiers. So again, another breakdown of who that customer might be. And then another one. This is like a do-it-yourself enthusiast, background, challenges, goals, objections. So this is breaking down who the people might be that you're going to end up doing business with. It's going to break down the finances. So the market research on how much money is to be made in that kind of business, the startup costs of what you're going to be looking at for a flipping business. Obviously not wholesaling. You can get started on a shoestring budget. Revenue projections of what you could make in your first year of annual income. Operating expenses, your break-even analysis, funding and risks, key performance indicators that you want to watch, your go-to market strategy. So it creates a go-to market roadmap with your target market, your value proposition, pricing strategies. So this is a wealth of information. This is not necessarily just real estate. It's literally for any kind of business. It shows partnerships and collaborations that you might want to put in place with mortgage brokers, real estate agencies, and contractors and builders. And you get a competitive analysis. So this is Venturis AI. I think you can get a free report. The advanced reports, they might be like $10. Nothing I'm going to show you. It's all either free or very, very inexpensive. So that is Venturis. Now we're gearing up. We got a little bit of an idea of the market, what we're going to do. We're starting to get some of our ad copy and ads in place. Some of the things that I want to start doing now is digging deeper into that audience stuff. This is a tool called Answer the Public, and this helps you determine what your audience is looking for online. So it searches Google, Bing, YouTube, TikTok, Amazon, and it looks at what your market is asking questions about. Like, what are they saying? And people asking questions are called solution seekers. And if you make a business focused around helping people looking for solutions and fixing problems, if you're a problem solver, which is what you guys are, you're going to make way more money. So if all you think about is like, how do I find solution seekers? This tool is giving you all the stuff that they're typing in. So I'll make an example of this. There's what's called Google AdWords, where you can pay for having your website pop up the top. You could say, I want to be at the very top of Google when anybody types in "we buy houses." And that's great. It works. And you're going to get somebody that's probably going to be a good lead. The downfall, you're going to spend about $300 for the lead. Some places a little less, some places even more. But it's a very expensive lead. That's because you went after something very, very competitive. This tool allows you to find low-hanging fruit that's not as competitive. For instance, we found a keyword in here that was how to sell my home in Florida with a sinkhole. And we put the property under contract. I never would have thought of using that word because it wasn't even striking me as an idea. Why on earth would I think about somebody typing in, how do I sell a property with a sinkhole? And it ended up getting us more leads too. Incidentally, we got one under contract, but the other ones, they were also typing that same thing in. So it helps you find hidden gold of stuff that people aren't thinking about. This is how you get in your audience's head. And this is outside of real estate. This is for everything. But this is to help you discover what people are having problems with and looking for solutions to. And you can use this for multiple things. You can use this for like Google Ads, for example, like I just said, when somebody types something into Google. We'll just go over here real quick and type in like, "we buy houses, Jacksonville, Florida." This says sponsored right here. That means that person's popping up. They're telling Google when anybody types that in, I want to come up at the top. So they're paying for that. But that's going to be expensive because it's "we buy houses" and it's a very expensive word. I'm going to go after low-hanging fruit that still has a high commercial intent. So this is, again, Answer the Public. Great tool to find that stuff. The next thing is SEMrush. This is how I come in and find what all my competitors are doing. I can type in any kind of company in here. So it doesn't matter how big they are. Let's say I want to do like the vacation homes. I can get all the data on Airbnb. It doesn't matter how big or they are or how much money they have. I just type in Airbnb into SEMrush, and I now have all of their ad campaigns. So I see all the organic keywords that they're popping up for. This means like on their website, I would click on view more details, and there is a lot. So or below the paid. These all organic starts right here. So if you want to start showing up there, you want to see what kind of stuff do your competitors use to show up? What are they going after? In fact, I helped this company get here, JWB. I probably helped a couple companies here in Jacksonville get on that first page. But SEMrush is going to give me all those words. In this case, they have 4 million keywords, which is crazy. So now all this stuff, I can look at the ones that have the highest commercial intent. So when it says commercial here, that's commercial intent. And I can go after ones that are going to lead me to a motivated seller. Okay. So what I'm going to use these ones for is creating blog content, like putting pages up on my website, creating YouTube videos. But I can sort this by the easiest ones, the easiest difficulty level to get on the first page of Google. This is the same with paid. If I go after like "we buy houses," very little chance I'm going to get on the front page. Now, I also have their top paid keywords. So they're paying for 94,000 keywords to be on the front page of Google. And these are their top ones. That's why you keep seeing Airbnb. If I click on view details, we'll see over 90,000 keywords that they bid on. They can't hide that from me. This is factual information. It's pulling right from Google. And now, if I know nothing about, like I told you, I became one of the biggest engine resellers. I did that without knowing what I was doing because I just took all my competitors' keywords and I put them into my campaign. And overnight, I'm marketing like a multi-million-dollar operation, having no previous experience because I can go in and get all of my competitors' campaigns. I can also get what their ads say. So this is what they're using in the actual ads. And I have all this data. It actually shows me how long the ad has been running, if it's still running. So I get to see how effective it is. If they stopped running it, I probably don't want to because there's a reason for that. But this tool has so much in it. I think you get like a 15-day free trial. Then this one's paid. Because if you're just doing the house business, all you need is the free trial. Agencies and stuff use this tool. I use this tool. I always pay for it. But you're probably not going to need to go past a free trial. Just get the data, use it, and you're in business. So that's how you get your competitors' marketing campaigns. Google Alerts is just a little hack that I learned a long time ago, and I just wanted to share it with you. It's google.com/alerts. This helps you keep track on your brands, your brand and your competitor's brand. So you want to put your website name in here and your brand name in here. And anytime somebody says something good about your company, you find out about it and you can ask if you can use that testimonial on your website. If they say something bad about you, you find out about it and you can contact them and figure out how to fix the problem. But you also put your competitors' names in here and you're able to track everything that happens with them. If they do a press release, if they have a bad review, you're finding about this stuff in real time, and you're getting access to all that data for free. So it's a kind of a way. With my competitors, I don't really want them to be able to take a breath without me hearing them take the breath. So you got to keep tabs on them. So that's a cool tool to do that. All right, so we got the research done. We're looking into the market, all that kind of stuff. Now it's time to start setting up and being a business. One thing is, it is important to have this for your website, for your business cards, things like that. I don't necessarily like to take pictures of myself, but I'll show you how to do it. So this is Oregon.ai, and you just simply upload some pictures of yourself. I did mine just rolling out of bed with messy hair, had a t-shirt on. I don't even know if my suits fit me anymore because I really don't like wearing suits, but it'll put you in professional pictures. If you don't like any of them, it doesn't cost you anything, but you'll get about I think I got like 80 different photos to choose from. And it might've been like $30 or something like that, but it sure beats a professional photo shoot. And all my pictures like this one, that's not my suit. That's not my hair. It does it for me. It even took some grays out of my beard for me. Thank you. But that's Oregon.ai. And it'll create a professional headshot using AI. So very, very cool. Logos, if you need a logo for your company, there's a tool called Namelix, and I can type in, let's see, what is this asking me for? A brandable business name. All right, let's do, cash home buyer. All right, generate, auto, medium. So I'm not taking time to really think about this. I buy houses cash, generate. So I'm just kind of telling them what my kind of business is. And I can create this logo, by the way, inside of ChatGPT with that tool. So you can create logos all you want. I still like to use this for a couple reasons. One, it comes up with all these different ideas for me. So all these names it's coming up with and helping me try to get my head around what I might want to do. Also, it puts a check mark by all the ones that have the .coms available. So I don't have to look that up and figure out if it's available. Now, I'm not always sold on I need a .com. I buy .ais, I buy .ios, I buy different extensions. But .coms are nice. They're one of the best ones. So this helps me with that little check no. And like wholesaler cash is actually probably a pretty good one. Or property cash spelled with an I. That's not bad. But it gives me all these different things. And so it's doing a lot of things. It's creating the logos, it's creating the ideas of the business name, and it's telling me if the domain's available. And I didn't pay anything to do this. So very cool tool called namelix.com. So this is a great site if you want to try to create a logo. And I know I'm moving fast, but I'm showing you how to do it so you know that I'm not doing anything crazy. This is all very easy stuff to do. We're becoming professional button pushers. All right, so push button websites. I'll show you how to put a website up. Maybe you already have one, but that's okay. You can create websites in different areas. You could create a website for getting private lenders, for websites buying houses in a different state. There's a lot of different things that you can create separate sites for. This one I like because it's made by the company. ZipWP is made by the guy that created the most popular WordPress theme of all time, Astra. And ZipWP uses the Astra theme, which is really, really good for SEO and getting your website to the top of the search engines. And WordPress is a great platform. It's been around for many years. I've been using it for about 20 years or so. But this website lets you create the sites for free in less than a minute. So let me just log in here. Get in my account. I'll just pick one of these. I don't even know if I have an account for that one. All right, let's see. I'm going to pull up my verification code. Don't mind me. All right, let's see. 6, 9, 4, 2, 8, 3. All right, this is just verifying it's me. All right, so now we're in here. And again, this doesn't cost you anything. You can build 2 or 3 websites for free every day. We're going to click create new right here, complete website. We're going to start over. I don't know what I did there. Name of the website. All right, let's do Cash Buyer Team. This website is for real estate. Let's just do broad real estate for now, just to keep it going. All right, so let's look at how long this takes me. All I did was type this stuff in. Let's consider I didn't even have to log in. All right, we'll go here. I buy houses, cash, close quickly. I buy in any area, price, or condition. We'll do quick. Now it's going to say I need more details. I don't want to do it. I'm going to say improve using AI. It does the rest of it for me. All right, let's use this. I hit go, next. Now it's going to ask me for some info. I'll just put some of my info in there. And I pick a few pictures. So cash offers. I'm going to actually go with maybe real estate instead. So let's change the pictures to real estate. And we'll pick that picture. I like that one. This one maybe. The keys to a home. This one. And I'm just going to pick one more. We don't want to spend too much time on this part. I hit next. That's all I got to do to build the site. So this is going to build a few different examples for me. Now I will have to go in and change the wording to stuff that I want to do. So let's pick maybe option 3. But keep in mind, we're just button pushers here. Nothing crazy going on. But now I got a home page, about us page, offerings page, a blog, a contact us, call to action here, sell your home for cash today, what we offer. And then, so this stuff, it says in this section, I didn't give it a lot to work with. So you're going to want to fill some of this stuff in. But it puts sell it fast, stress-free sales, close quickly, learn more about Cash Buyer Team. It puts a testimonial in here. Of course, you want to change that, make it a real one. Why choose Cash Buyer Team? Transparent process, fair pricing. Contact us today. And so all I have to do now is kind of fill in the blanks of what I want for the content and put this onto my hosting, which there's a video that walks you through it. You could use their hosting, but it's going to charge you too much money. It's probably like $50 or $100 a month or something. You can have this on GoDaddy or whatever for like $10 a month. So very easy to put over on your hosting. So that is ZipWP. Really quick way to build a website. Creating pitch decks. So let's say maybe you're trying to get money from private lenders. You could use this for anything, by the way, but there is a cool tool called gamma.app. So let me show you how this works. I'll click on create new. This is gamma.app. I can click on generate, and it's going to ask me if I want to create a website, a document, social stuff, or a presentation. We're going to do a presentation. Cards means how long I want it. So let's say we're going to do like 12 cards long. Okay. Pitch deck to get investors to lend me money for real estate investments. I pay a 10% return secured by real estate. My company is Cash Buyer Team. And let's just use this to make it easy. Generate outline. That's all I have to do to create a pitch deck. And so now it's going to start to do the work. It's going to ask me if I mind all the stuff that it's picking right now. We'll just go with it to make this easy. It's going to ask me if I like the theme. We'll just go with it to make it easy. So all I got to do really is I put that sentence in before saying like what my company does, and I hit generate. And I can create an entire pitch deck on any subject that I want. Like everything that I show you today has nothing to do with real estate, but it's going to create it magically right before your eyes with all the pictures, all the content, and everything that you could possibly want. And all this can be changed. If you don't like something that it says, you can go back and change it later. So all this, I'm not touching anything again. This is just automatically happening. I can put videos of myself in here. I can add audio in here. I can change any of the pictures out if I don't like the pictures. But all this stuff happens with just like clicking buttons, guys. So if you haven't been using AI at all, I hope you're at least seeing how easy this stuff can be. So let's go up to the top. It puts the pictures in. I can change these pictures out if I don't like anything. The problem, low returns in traditional investments. So it's using the problem, agitate, solve. It's showing a savings account, CDs, treasury bonds, S&P, and then cash buyer team, my company, and what we offer for returns. That's pretty cool. I didn't ask it to do that. Our solution, high yield real estate backed investments, 10% annual returns, property collateral. I didn't write any of this stuff. Market opportunity, 9.6 trillion US real estate market. So it's putting in facts for me with land, commercial, industrial, residential. If you haven't seen this tool, I bet you didn't expect it to be this good, right? I didn't when I first started using it. Competitive advantage, risk mitigation through property collateral. And again, I can change any of this stuff out. Everything's easily replaceable. If I don't like this picture here, I just click on it, edit image, and I type in what kind of picture I want right there. And I hit go and it changes it out. This is the prompt it used on its own to create that picture. I simply just say, create a picture with somebody holding keys to a house, and it'll do it for me. So that's Gamma. That's how to create presentations. You can try this tool for free as well. Even the paid version is not very expensive. I don't know what I pay for. It's maybe $10, $20 a month. All right, push button buyers list. So I'm trying to touch on multiple things that I think might be helpful for you. There's a little website called AppSumo, and AppSumo has a ton of different apps on here that do different things. The cool thing about this website, it's been around for a long time. I can use anything on here for 60 days, and if I don't like it, I can return the product and not pay anything. I don't have to talk to anybody. I don't have to sit and explain myself. I just say refund, and I automatically get my money back. So that's cool because, if it doesn't work, I don't pay for it. If it works, then, whatever. I'm going to pay for it. I like it. The other cool thing is they're all mostly 99% of everything on this site is a lifetime deal. So when I pay once, I own it forever. Okay. So, and the fees can be very little. Most of them starting, there's different levels to each one, but they started around $100. So for example, I went in and bought this tool, Reune. Let's see, maybe it's not even on here. Let's see. Oh, there it is. Yep. Yellow Pages. So I think I paid a little less. It went up in price since, but it's $85, and check out what it does. So I have it already. I click on start scraping now. All right. We're going to change the location from Jacksonville to, let's do cities. Whoops. And all US cities. So I'm going to do the entire United States. By the way, that US cities list is this. I downloaded it from them. But you can either type in your location, or you can do every city in the United States and get all the cash buyers in America that are on tracked through Yellow Pages. And I just hit start. Once I do that, all of the data is going to start to go on this sheet for me. It starts really quick. It gives me their locations. It gives me their address of how I can mail to that real estate investor. It gives me all of their phone numbers. I get everybody's phone number. I get a lot of their emails, not all of them, but you can see there's a lot of emails in here. So I get their emails. I get their websites. I even get social media if they have it on here. So you can see as I go down, a lot of them have social media. But these are all the people that have We Buy Houses in their Yellow Pages. And it looks like there's we already have, I don't even know how many's on here, actually. There's a lot. We already have 100 cash buyers in the United States, and I just started it. So it's got to go through. It's only gone through 5 cities out of 27,000. So this is going to be a massive list of people that could be potential cash buyers and investors for you. So I'm going to stop this. I'm going to keep going. Let me stop just for a second because I go quick and make sure everybody's good. Are you guys getting some stuff out of this? You guys getting some good stuff? You guys all awake on me? Let's see. I might not be looking at the right link. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Did I lose everybody? Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, Brian.
Okay, cool. All right. Let's keep going. All right. So we got a buyer's list for you. Now we'll go into global domination. So this is a cool little trick to help you create ads. When I was helping work with companies like JWB Real Estate Investors, we were selling properties in Jacksonville to people in France and Germany and all over the world. The difficult part with doing that, I was doing it mostly by SEO. So like we were putting up blog pages and stuff like that. But the difficult part with that is that it's hard to reach that market and you know, with ads and stuff, especially when you don't speak another language. So there's a little hack called HeyGen. So let me show you how this works. I'm going to press play. And actually, I need to probably change the way I'm sharing. Let me share this way, share screen. And
While Brian's doing that, what do you guys think of this presentation so far? And thanks for hanging out with us too.
Chrome tab.
Something good. Excellent info. All right, keep it going for Brian while he's pulling up this here.
Actually, did I need to make sure that I hit the share button or the audio on there. I don't know.
I think it'll work, Brian.
It'll work? Okay. All right, let's try it out.
Hey, this is not Brian Hanson.
Can you hear that?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Hey, this is not Brian Hanson. This is a lookalike avatar I created inside of HeyGen. It cloned my look and it cloned my voice. Now I can have my team create AI scripts for me without me even showing up. Plus, I can change my voice to any language and hit any market with my ads. Whether I want to buy houses from the Spanish market or I want to sell houses to investors in France, it's now possible to do it all.
So this wasn't me. I cloned myself with a tool called HeyGen. I'll show you in just a second. Now, what's really cool is I can change that exact same video by pushing a button. By the way, I didn't say any of that. What I did is just typed in what I wanted it to say. Then I can change the language.
Hey, this is not Brian. Hola, este no es Brian Hanson. Es un avatar parecido que creé dentro de HeyGen. Clonó mi apariencia y clonó mi voz. Ahora puedo hacer que mi equipo cree scripts de IA para mí sin que yo aparezca. Además, puedo cambiar mi voz a cualquier idioma y llegar a...
So I can now do ads and run my marketing everywhere in the entire world and get out-of-country buyers, which people love to buy property in the United States. The thing is it costs way less to market outside of the United States. And so I can start hitting people that I know might be interested based on targeting with like Facebook ads outside of where we're at. You can have websites specifically for that market, you know, and there's some places where this is going to just be helpful. Like, let's say you lived in Miami, you don't know how to speak Spanish. You can have an entire website built out with ChatGPT writing all the follow-up emails, all that stuff automatically. And there's even changers that can change your conversations where you're speaking it in real time. But this is HeyGen, so I can create my ads with this.
Hola.
And it's any language. So check this out.
这不是 Brian Hanson， 这是我在 Hey 跟中创间的相似头像，它克隆了我的外表，也克隆了我的声音。现在我可以让我的团队为我创建人工。
And I clearly don't speak Mandarin, but I've been told by other people that actually understand the languages that this sounds really good, by the way. Like it's on point. So that is HeyGen.
智能
And let me pull HeyGen up real quick. I'm gonna have to let me change this quick. Stop, present, and let me pick. So I want to show you guys how easy it is. If otherwise, it seems like it's going to be too hard. So this is HeyGen's site. All I do, let's just use this one for example. I go in here. And I can do a few different things. So one, I can create what I just showed you. And all I do is go in here and I pick myself. So I have myself up here. And it actually has the script in a different language right now. But this is the script that I just changed the script out. And whatever this says, it's going to make me say. So in this case, it's actually in a different language. And we can hear that. But this is where you put the text, and you don't have to write this. So your assistant, your virtual assistant, whoever you have in your team.
هذا ليس براين هانسون بل صورة رمزية شبيهة صممتها داخل برنامج هايجين استنسخت شكلي وصوتي. الآن
So it's crazy, but you can create the scripts inside of ChatGPT. So you never have to show up for a recording again. This tool can do it all, and you don't have to use yourself. So some people don't like using their face. Let me show you an example of using like an avatar. So this girl right here, I took a listing from Zillow and I just put the URL in. I didn't write the script. I didn't do anything. I literally just gave the URL. I'll show you how to do that. And she started talking about my property.
Ever wondered how it feels to step into your dream home? Introducing the exquisite 5204 Willis Ave in Dallas TX, a luxurious haven waiting for you. This stunning property features an open concept design, perfect for entertaining.
So you'll notice things like she said TX. So I would spell out Texas just because the AI is not reading it right. I would just redo that. But like I said, I didn't do anything to create this. I'll show you exactly what I did. I just clicked on this URL to video and I pasted my Zillow link. So you could put your website in here. You could put Zillow in here, whatever you want. You just paste the link and hit generate video. And that girl literally looked at everything on, not the girl, but the AI looked at everything on the page and created that entire thing from scratch. So this is HeyGen. It does so much, but all you're doing is typing out what you want people to say. Not even doing that. You can do it right on ChatGPT and it does all the rest for you. So I'm going to close out with one cool thing. I want a little participation from the audience. And then I'm going to have Francis pop on and show you one more crazy tool that works so good for real estate. So stick on for that. Can we get somebody to give me their business name in the comments? So I'm going to show you something that's kind of fun. For those of you that have kids, I would definitely show them this tonight because they're going to have a lot of fun with it. But this is something that you could actually use for your business. And I like to show because I think it's a fun time. So I'm clicking on the wrong buttons, I think, for the comments because I don't see them on my side. But let's see. Francis, do you want to pick somebody from the comments for me? And I'm going to pull this up.
Yeah, let's see. Casey House Deals.
Casey House Deals.
First one I saw.
K as in Kevin, C as in Charles, or Casey the name?
K Charles. KC.
Okay, Casey. So like
Kevin
Kim
Charles.
Got it. All right. So let's do create. And this is suno.com, and you can create a jingle for your company. You can create any kind of songs, really. But let's say create a country song for my company, KC House Deals. We buy houses, cash, and close quick. All right. All I got to do is hit create. And it'll literally create songs for my whatever that I want. And again, like I want to show you the easy stuff just to get you guys using this kind of things. This is another free tool. So you can see it's creating 2 songs over here. They're going to be ready in less than a minute. So it's almost done. And I don't have to pick country, and I can do pop. I can do anything I want, but check it out.
Out on the prairie, where the deals run wild, KC House Deals makes every mile worthwhile. We buy homes in a flash. No.
Here's another version.
Out on the prairie, where the deals run wild. KC House Deals makes every mile worthwhile. We buy homes in a flash, no hassle, no fuss. When you need it done quick, you can count on us. We buy houses, cash in hand.
So that is Suno.com. A very cool tool. You can make a song for your company as well. You can do so much with AI, guys. And France is about to blow your mind right now with another thing that can literally take all the tire kickers, get them off your plate, where you're only talking to people that want to sell their house. And you're not going to have to kiss all the frogs like you might have been doing previously. So I'm going to hand things over to Francis and let him show you guys some magic here. Let me stop my screen.
Let's see here, and hopefully you can share a tab instead. All right, let's do this. I just want to have a little bit of fun real quick. Check this out. You guys know this guy. Let me know, Brian, if you can hear my audio.
I can't.
Nope.
Nope, I can't hear it.
Oh, no. Okay, let's see. Stop screen, present, share screen, window tab. To share audio, share a tab instead. Chrome tab. There we go. All right, let's try it this way. Share.
While you're doing that, Tom asked a question. Can you create a bot that actually calls? You can, but I wouldn't advise it. So Vappy.ai is probably one of the best. But if they didn't ask to be on the list, you can get in a lot of trouble for it. So if they're on your list and you have permission to hit them, Vappy's the one that I would use, VAPI. But I'd use chatbots instead of voice bots. Voice bots will get you in trouble.
Which we're about to go over. So actually, that's a great point. That's an FCC violation to use any type of AI for outbound marketing if they are not on a permission-based list. So that's what Brian was talking about on the trouble. But check this out. Here's
回到1982年，我需要做出关键的选择来决定我的未来。我可以选择是否在电视上观看达拉斯。
And Ron in Spanish.
Hola, es cierto. J.R. Ewing me hizo rico. En el año 1982.
Ron in Swedish.
Det är sant. J.R. Ewing gjorde mig rik. Det var år 1982 och jag stod inför ett viktigt.
So you get the point there. I didn't want to keep going on over there and sharing that, but I just wanted to have some fun. Ron speaks international, and actually, it's a really good point. So, like Brian said, if you have your own advertising and you're running it, and you want to do it in different languages, that's definitely a possibility. So, right now, we're going to talk about something here on AI bots, and I actually want to walk through this. So, somebody just asked a question. I'm not sure who it was. Who just was that Tom? I think. Asking about the voice bots. Well, we're going to talk about chatbots. So you can do chatbots, especially if they are inbound. You can't do any type of outbound AI if it is not permission based. So I want to share with you a strategy that we use to actually get motivated seller leads, and I'll talk about these leads here in a second. But first off, before I do, who learned something from Brian's presentation? Who enjoyed that? Did you get more than expected at the end of the day today? Let me see some yeses in the chats. Let's see if you guys are still here and with us. And then also say yes if you want more seller leads, motivated seller leads that are super pre-qualified and wanting and ready to do business with you. Let me see in the chats as well if you guys are there. Yes. Pick me. I just realized, Brian, we have like a couple minute delay on our chats too, don't we?
Yeah, I forgot about that.
So we're getting a little bit of a delay. Very, very cool. It's okay. All right. Well, let me go through this, and I want to talk to you and introduce you to your new sales assistant. And this is your AI sales assistant. And I'm really excited about this because it saves you time, it saves you money, it generates leads, it helps you qualify prospects, it builds rapport with prospects, and it creates the ideal sales opportunity. And again, imagine being able to talk to a seller and they are excited to talk to you on the phone. They're waiting for your call. They're waiting to pick up, mostly because an AI bot has already done the pre-screening for you. So imagine being able to walk into a seller appointment or pick up the phone and the seller is waiting for that conversation. So let me know what you guys think about that and if that's something that you want in your business. Now, let me continue here because this is for you if you have a business or have your real estate investing business and you want more qualified leads and you want to save time and close the gap between lead generation and the sale and the acquisition. And I'm going to show you live real estate examples from this. But the reason why this works is it works 24/7, right? Your AI bot, and this we're talking about conversational chat bots. Your AI bots work 24/7. They never take a break. They never complain. They're cost effective. They're completely customizable to you and your business. And they work with every type of format someone communicates: SMS, email, web chat, social messenger. You can connect this and have a bot working for you on your behalf. And here's what's so cool is that it acts and sounds human. So I'm going to show you live examples if it works effectively here on our web screen, some live examples. But the most important reason why this works and the reason why I really want you to get this is that it operates within that golden window. The golden window is the 5-minute window, that 5 minutes that you have when you generate a lead, someone reaches out to you, and you have to be able to communicate with them. Why is it 5 minutes? Well, imagine you're on Facebook, for example, and you click a button and you fill out a form and you're ready to talk to someone, but then you're still searching around Facebook. And then you see another form and then you fill that form out. And then you're still searching around Facebook for that same solution. Or your kids come and get you. I have 4 kids myself. We homeschool. They're always running around, right? They come and get me. Whatever I'm focused on disappears very, very fast. I'd say it's less than 5 minutes now. And I don't know if you've ever felt that way. If you felt that way, say yes. But communication is very difficult because we're being pulled away in so many different areas in life right now. And so if you operate within that 5-minute golden window, you're able to connect with prospects faster and easier. In fact, studies show that you are 100 times more likely to connect, 100 times more likely to connect with someone if you respond within that 5-minute window, and 21 times more likely to qualify that lead to do business with you in that golden window. Now, our bot, by the way, is conversational, it's intuitive, it's empathetic, it has a personality, and it lets you work and create freedom to get more quality clients and more quality people into your funnel. It gives you more time, more freedom, and more sales. So check this out. Brian, can you help me out? Let me know if you hear this audio.
If you have an acquisitions team, setters, openers, we're going to change the game for you. We've been working really quietly behind the scenes on something, and I want to show you what we're up to. This is unlike any chatbot on the market right now, and it's just crazy.
And so this is me playing around with the bot, and I'm in blue, and the chat is red. This is a Facebook Messenger, by the way, and you can see it's having a full conversation. No problems. I'm done with the house, and I was giving it some problems, right? So you can see right here. I'll pause it real quick. You see, right, what's the problem with the house? More serious, overrun by monkeys, freaking monkeys. How do you deal with monkeys? And the bot came back at me, right? So, well, I can't say I've dealt with monkeys before, but there's a first time for everything, right? So how quick are you thinking of turning this jungle into someone else's paradise? That's the bot talking. And actually, I keep giving it a hard time. Haha, I jungle about that. What kind of jungle are you talking about? I'm talking about the kind of jungle of turning this monkey business to a beautiful remodeled home. So how soon are you hoping to pass the baton and let us take care of the rest? Now, it goes on and on. You can see here that chat goes on and on. I won't play the whole thing, but it has an immediate response like a person, and it's keeping up with me. And at the end, you can book a call. And so the way it operates is by a single prompt. So this is the prompt. Let me blow this up so you can see it a little bit better. But it just asks, why is this conversation happening? And so what a prompt is, by the way, what a prompt is in the world of AI is a simple command that you give AI, just like Brian was showing ChatGPT earlier, a simple command that you give to get the output. Now, our command was to train the bot on who we are. You're an investor named rep name, and we name ours Sam, at the best dang home buying company there is called the Diamond Team. The company's super local and trusted, and you don't have to worry about a thing. And then we give it information. We're located in Middle Tennessee in Southern Kentucky. That's this bot specifically. The Diamond team buys houses for no hassles or fees, no repairs. If the prospect wants to sell, we can give it. If they're willing to sell on terms, you're just training the bot on information about you and then how to respond. Don't tell prospects you're a bot. Well, if you want them to know it's a bot, it's okay too. Don't use a prospect's name, because if they say your name again and again and again, if they say John, if they say David, if they say Wendy, if they say Phyllis over and over and over again, they're going to get kind of suspicious that it's a bot, right? Don't use more than one question at a time. So wait for a response. So the bot's trained to respond like a human. There's no scripting in this, by the way, because the whole thing operates from simple commands, simple priorities. So let me tell you what those priorities are in the case of buying a house, and you tell me what it sounds like. So the first priority is property location. It wants to get the address, city, state of the property. The second priority, the thing that we need to get, is motivation, the reason why they're selling the property. The third priority, condition of the home. Does it need repairs? Is it brand new? The fourth priority is timeline. How soon do they need to sell? And the fifth priority is when can they talk? So what am I doing there? What does it sound like? Does it sound like a property lead sheet? Yes, it absolutely is. Now imagine, instead of having an army of bird dogs or your ant farm like Ron teaches, having AI bots go out there, find these prospects online, start conversations with them about the property that they need to sell. So how do we do this? We do this. I'll give you a trick. I've never really seen anybody teach this, by the way, or actually do this outside of our training. So you guys are in the inner circle. If you can keep me a secret, say yes. You'll keep the secret for us, because it's a really strategy in the chats to say yes, that you'll keep this for us. Okay. I want to show you exactly what we're doing in our business right now to get leads. In fact, I'll show you the very same ad. So check this out. This is a simple Facebook ad, a very simple Facebook ad. In fact, it's my handwriting on a sheet of paper that says, we pay cash for houses. Anywhere, any condition, close quickly on your term. Chat with us. That's it. So we have this ad on Facebook, and it runs on Facebook. And you can click on the ad. It says send messenger. And the next step is it goes to the chat message immediately. So let me slow that down one more time and explain. We have an ad on Facebook. The ad says, let's talk on Messenger. Click me a messenger. Say FB in the chat, or type chat. If you've ever chatted with somebody on Facebook Messenger, maybe it's someone you know, or it's a Facebook marketplace. But how many of you on this call right now do you use Facebook Messenger type chat? I'm just curious. If you ever use chat, you know that the communication is two-way. You know that you're talking to somebody real time. And so if our chat message, they click on a button that says send message, it goes directly to the automated chat, the chat bot, and it has a human conversation. Imagine how powerful that is. Not only that, I don't know if you know anything about Facebook advertising, but Facebook loves you to stay on the platform. They don't want you going to your own website. They don't want you going to a lead generation page. They don't want you going to a squeeze page, right? So you're staying inside the Facebook world. And that's what we're doing here. So let's show you some examples of how this works for real. So example one. Well, check this out. This is Pamela. Pamela had a house in Colorado. We did this as a live example. These are actually live examples we did for a class in April. We did these live, and we actually had students in the class. We held this at Global Publishing's office, by the way. Took the calls. They took the calls themselves. So here's Pamela. Do you need a house? Yes. Thanks for letting us know. Here's what I wanted to show you on this. She gave us her phone number. Great. Can you share? This is the bot. Great. Thanks for sharing that. Now, can you tell me why you're considering someone's property? Now, remember what I said about the bot has empathy. Well, my mother was diagnosed with Parkinson's, and I feel the need to spend what time we have in support with her, right? So there's a sad sort of emotional story behind why she's selling. And the bot says, I'm really sorry to hear that. That's tough. And so there's some empathy, but it gets back on track, because if it was a human, their emotions might take in and they might get kind of jolted. They might not know what to say in that situation. So now the bot comes back and says, that's tough, but going back on track, because remember the priorities that it's set. Can you tell us about the house and the interior? Pamela comes back and says, new. That's great to hear. Now, it was our dream home, built to our tastes. Life happens. And again, I'm really sorry to hear that. It's tough to let go. Given the circumstances, you have a rough idea of when you'd like to sell. So it goes back on track. So again, ready to sell mid-May. Here we go. Here's your number now. And then you can see I took over in this conversation saying, all right, we're calling now. Let me ask you, when the phone was picked up and we placed the call, do you think Pamela was standoffish and didn't want to talk because they didn't know who we were? Or do you feel that there was already rapport and she was ready to talk? Was she standoffish, unaware of the call happening? Or was there rapport because she was ready to talk? Exactly. So let's look at this now. Example 2. This is another one. This is Jacqueline. She actually had a home in Jacksonville, Florida. And so went through the whole thing. Now, Jackie didn't want to give us her information. She actually didn't want to give us her phone number. She only wanted our number. Well, we forgot to program the phone number into the chat, but it goes through a great conversation. So here we go. It's again, what time frame? Here's the house. What's the condition? Interior well maintained. Bathroom could be updated, but still looks good. I want to sell in 30 days. So the whole conversation, again, everything is blue, is real bot happening. Real bot happening. And now at the end of the conversation, we get on the phone. She's happy to talk to us and she's ready. And she has a 20-minute conversation with Heather, who is in our office explaining what a lease, what a terms deal is. What a terms deal is. So, and again, was she ready or was standoffish? Did she have rapport or did she not want to take the call? She had rapport. I'll give you another example. I have two more examples. So one more example here is Mary, same exact situation. We go into it, we find out her ex-son-in-law has an old camper in the driveway, and her ex-son-in-law being there is why she wants to sell. She even sent us the property images of the home. She was super ready to buy. This was an off-market deal, by the way. The first deal and this deal were off-market deals. Jackie's was actually listed. And so this is an off-market deal. And I have to sell this and it sounds nice. I'm just curious if you want to get rid of it. And again, the whole conversation happens. So we have the phone number. It's there. They have the conversation and they're ready to go. I'll have one more example of this. And I want to show you a really cool video. This is Gary. Gary actually responded to an ad. There it is back in April. There was 10 rentals available off-market who we own free and clear. Wells, clear deeds, ownership since 74. He was a landlord. He was trying to sell the homes. In fact, it was one tract of land and across the street directly were these large estate farm lots. So he had 10 single-family rentals directly across the street were acreage farm lots, like really, really beautiful farm lots. But he kind of was rude at first. So what's your phone number? No nonsense. Let's talk. What's your best email? Here it is. So how do you want to sell soon? He was very short. But here's the thing, over time, because AI was talking, are you a dreamer? If so, I'm done, right? He was being kind of rude and being very upfront and direct with the bot, but the bot doesn't have emotions. If it was a human on the other line, they might take it the wrong way. But a bot doesn't have emotions, and he kept moving, and it got into where we were able to set time aside. You can see, hey, listen, if you're a dreamer, I have no clue, no intrusions. Like he's down to business. What was so cool about this is we were able to get on the phone with Gary here, set up an appointment to go see live. Actually, we did this in Jacksonville. This was a live event that we held these leads in, and somebody in that room actually was near this market. They were able to go walk the property the next day after leaving that event and actually had that meeting. Again, was he standoffish or was he ready for that call? He was ready for that call. And there it is, Saturday, 10 a.m. Would 11:30 be okay? This was human now. And then Charlie will be coming out, and here's his number. So check this out.
Jason Howell, JD, are you part of the Real 360 yet? If not, you don't know what you're missing. Right? So listen, right? Brian called me about this lead, right? That his chatbot made from a Facebook ad, right? And on face value, it kind of looked like it had some legs, right? But I had my reservations, because how good can it really get? Right? So any which way, I had my closer call the guy and set up this appointment, and the appointment was for today at 2:00. So me and the closer, because I've been training the closer, we go out there and talk to the seller, and the first thing the seller says to me is, "Hey, where's Sam? Who's Sam?" Sam is the chatbot, right? You know, the guy had created an emotional relationship, right, with the chatbot, right? And I had to make up this excuse. I felt bad. I couldn't tell him that was actually like a robot, right? I told him that, you know, Sam's like 3 hours away. He's in Jacksonville. I'm sorry, he couldn't make it, right? But any which way, you know, as I came in, he had already paperwork already set up, and he said to me, "Hey, Hassan, here's my paperwork. Please help me." Right? It almost felt like a lay down, almost, right? Because I came there to do a full presentation, right? Had all the paperwork lined up in a way how I was going to present it, but he just gave me the paperwork. Look, I'll show you. Look, the guy gave me the original death certificate, right? I'm talking about the original one, right? Because this is a probate deal. You know, I'm talking about this is like between $75,000 and $100,000 deal, right? You know, $75,000 for hotel and $100,000 for retail, right? You know, I was part of the beta test group, you know, at Real 360, right? And it kind of, you know, show me how they're doing things, right? AI is here, it's here to stay, right? And you got to be on this cutting edge kind of like, you know, like thing, right? It is so crazy. You should see the chat.
So
right?
Jason's going to show us that
Crazy
here.
that it felt real. It didn't feel like a robot, right? And you know, if you're not using this kind of like, you know, strategies in your business, like you know, I can't go. So if you want cutting edge information about AI, be part of this group, man. All right. So peace, one love. Blessings.
So I love this video because like this, I watched the entire chat happen. The entire chat happened actually, so you can watch it on your phone. It went on 3 days. The whole thing went on for multiple days. There was you can see, you know, telling them about her job, telling them about everything, and getting into that whole conversation. There was massive rapport being built all through a chatbot. So real quick, did you discover something new today? I want to know, did you discover something new today? And what was this a good investment of your time? Let me see in the chats. Was this also a good investment of your time? Put it in the chats. And so I see so interesting. Yes. Awesome. And are you committing to put AI into your business right now? Because I think if you get left behind, this is a bad time to get left behind. Advancements are happening so fast. So I wanted to kind of share something with you about how you can really plug in. And if you can invest 2 days, I know you've invested in this training right now, you're here with us now, but invest 2 days with us where we actually walk through using AI step-by-step, practical hands-on information in your business from the comfort of your home, specifically for the real estate investing world. How to use all the technology that Brian shared with you, but also so many more new strategies and use cases, so you're not behind the 8 ball, so you're right in front of the curve, so you're not alone in this journey, so you can use the newest technologies, so you can do more with less. What is it? The less I do, the more I make. So you can do more with less using AI. And so we have a 2-day event coming up called AI for REI. It's April 18th through the 19th. It's 2 days where we just talk about AI strategies specifically, exclusively, just for the real estate investor. So you know how to get more leads, more buyers, more sellers, how to look at deals, how to analyze deals. We're going to show you how to use AI as your virtual employees, as your AI employees, so you can make more doing less. It's live, it's interactive, you'll get all your questions asked, and it's the latest AI strategy specific to AI, what's going on right now in your real estate investing business, and how to implement them. What's most important. And here's the thing. We only had just over an hour, maybe an hour and a half that we've been on the line with you. Who's been blown away just in that hour and a half? Say yes in the chats if you've been blown away. Well, imagine what 2 days can do for your business. And I want you to join us because this is about how the world is changing rapidly. And it's a weird time period right now because some people are completely ignoring AI. You know, there was a time when people ignored the telephone. There was a time when people ignored electricity. There was a time where there were people ignored the internet. That's the time period we're right now. Which side of the trade do you want to be on? And so if you want to be on the cutting edge of information so you're not left behind, so you get that competitive advantage that's happening right now, this is what it's for. Now, We're going to talk about how to prompt in ChatGPT. We're going to talk about AI cloning so it makes sense for your business, so you get practical applications for this. We're going to talk about chatbots to drive leads and deals. We're going to talk about how to get motivated sellers to your bot working for you 24/7, like I just showed you, just like that deal that Jason had. Using VAs in your business who are trained on AI. Again, the less I do, the more I make. And again, April 18 and 19, we're going to show you how to increase your productivity, build your brand, and make you become the real estate authority in your area. And we're doing this just for one low price of $19.98. But I will hold on to that because I want to give you a massive discount just for being here today. I'll explain that in a minute, but I want to give you a couple more things. So the first thing is you're not going to lose your business or job to AI. You're going to lose it to someone using AI. Right now, your competitors are putting these advantages in place, and you're going to get left behind if you don't have these ready. And so it's not this, you get everything that I'm talking about in 2 massive bonuses for just one low price, but I want to walk through these bonuses real quick. So the first thing is we did an event for global publishing exclusively called AI for REI. And I want to give you the recordings of that last event so you get an understanding of the foundational pieces of our business and what to do, because we're sharing some new information and some new exciting updates in this new version, April 18th through the 19th. So the first bonus is being able to ground yourself in the past materials to understand what's ahead. In fact, you'll get the notes and the slides and the transcripts of all that information there. So you can just kind of zoom through, and that's your grounding material. The next thing I want to give you is actually another bonus. We did a workshop called AI for Business. So there's AI for REI and AI for Business. It expands and goes beyond what we talk about in AI, so you can help increase your productivity and increase your effectiveness across all things in your business to get more done, to have more free time, to have more freedom using AI. Very, very cost effective, so you can maximize your income, minimize your time in, maximize your results. And we'll give you the recordings of that on demand as well. That's on demand training to our workshops for AI for Business if you join the April 18th and 19th event. Now, because you're here, I'm going to give you another discount. It's $994, so 50% off. So you get involved for $994. Now, you must take action for that, and I'll give you the link in a second. But I want to do something else extra for you because you are here today. And as Brian shared at the very beginning of this talk, and this is me in 2008, I worked at Global Publishing. Ron was one of my biggest mentors. And I'm so thankful and so grateful for my time that I got to work with him and learn from him. And I can still consider him a mentor to this day, that Brian and I have decided to do something very, very special. So Tom says, is that the best you can do? That's not. I want to do this. So the best I can do is 50% off early bird for jumping in on this event, plus another 50% off for being here because of Ron. Ron brought us all here today. And so your investment, including the bonuses that are only available today, when you go to ronlegrand.com/AI or call the number 1-800-567-6128. When you call that number or go to the website, it's only $497. Only $497 for 2 days of training, the bonuses. So it's to be able to invest in yourself and get ahead of the curve. So call right now, 1-800-567-6128 or ronlegrand.com/AI. And I want to do something else extra for you. I have one more bonus. Listen to this.
What does a diamond have to go through to become this sexy, glistening, valuable piece of rock? The right amount of pressure at the right time, the right amount of heat. How many of you are ready to be transformed into diamonds?
I don't know that I would have been able to get to the point where I am right now if it had not been for this incredible team.
You have to be passionate as a leader, because discipline is the only thing you have to rely on when motivation fails. And that's where discipline and passion need to take over.
Being a part of this group in particular feels like family. If you want to feel at home, this is the place to be.
You have to take consistent action, aiming for that target, aiming for that goal, aiming for that next step, aiming for being a diamond in your marketplace, that rare person that's able to stand out, and step up.
When I found Real, I started to understand the power of community and connection. I didn't see a Michael Jordan, a Scottie Pippen, a Bill Cartwright. I saw four Michael Jordans on the stage. And one thing that they do really, really great is expose you to the material information that will help you implement it in every facet of your life.
I just want to show you how easy this is to work with AI. You can just hop on and have a conversation. So instead of trying out all the tech, trying to figure it all out and you know, making it more complex, you can literally just get on and have a conversation like you're talking to a friend.
So I won't show that whole video, but we're really excited about this. 2 VIP tickets for Orlando, Florida, June 20th through 22, 2025 for our AI for Business Live. That's our AI for Business Live event. It's going to be in Orlando. You get 2 VIP tickets, which by themselves we're selling for at least $297 each. You're getting 2 of them in addition to the AI for REI workshop and the bonuses that I'm giving you right now. If you were to buy these directly VIP, for the early bird is $297 for that event, and you're getting 2 of them in addition to the workshop, virtual workshop we're holding next month. So you get everything here on this page right now. It is an insane offer, $497. You get AI for REI. That's April 19th, 18th and 19th, April 18th and 19th, 2025, just around the corner. So you can plug in right away. You get the on-demand trainings of AI for REI, the first version, and our virtual summit as well, plus the live AI for Business Orlando June 2022 VIP tickets. That means you'll have upfront seating, you'll have a VIP reception. We're doing a lot of cool things for our VIPs, and you'll want to be there. So that's ronlegrand.com/AI, or call the number 1-800-567-6128. Again, I thank you all. Brian, if you're still there, let's hop back on and just tell us we're wrapping up. I know we're wrapping up for the day. So Ron left us in charge. I know we went a little bit over on time. Was it okay that we went over in time? Did you guys get value? Say yes if you got value in the time that you spent, and if it was a good time to spend on a Thursday evening together. I hope you learned a lot in our session here. I know you learned a lot from Ron during this entire summit, but I look forward to seeing you, one in April, but also in June. So I can give you a high five. We can give you a hug and kind of show you what we're doing in the world of AI that's really cutting edge. It's getting a lot of people's attention. So Brian, anything else you want to add?
Well, I will just say we had a very small window to pack a lot of stuff in there. We're just hitting the tip of the iceberg. So we'll be able to slow down. We got a lot of time together. So there's literally two full events and the on-demand stuff where we can really dig into this stuff. AI is just like, it's not going anywhere whatsoever. Today is the worst it'll ever be. It's just getting smarter and smarter and smarter. Even last time that I taught this, we didn't have the ability to have like agents going out and even doing work for us automatically without us touching stuff. You know, it's getting insane. I mean, you're gonna see even bots starting to do repairs soon. So physical AI is starting this year. They're rolling out robots, and next year there's going to be a massive wave of them. So I don't think people really have a grasp on how much things are developing behind the scenes. But we tried to stay away from even the heavier stuff today. There's a lot of stuff you can do with this. But yeah, we can slow down, really dig deep into it, and really make sure you're understanding it. The one thing I will tell you, even with today's session, but for those of you joining us, kind of have to figure out like what it is you want to accomplish first. If you try to do all of it, you're going to get overwhelmed, because when you ask a question like, what can AI do? If we're talking about the internet, almost everything. Offline, it's probably going to be the same way in about 5-6 years from now. But right now you can do almost anything online. So just try to kind of figure out like, where do I need the most help in my business, and start there. We're going to show you all kinds of new stuff that we didn't go over today. How to structure the company with standard operating procedures, all kinds of cool stuff. So looking forward to seeing you guys there. Hopefully you can come in person too. You will get the recordings if you can't, but we really want to see a show and be there. It's so different when you're in person networking. We get to shake your hand, have side conversations, and talk. And man, the last one was just so fun. So hoping to see everybody's faces. Thank you guys for hopping on tonight. That's about it for me, I think. But
and again, that address is ronlegrand.com/AI. Go there right now. It's the end of the day. Make your decision. Make it a smart decision. I think AI right now, and you know, if you're on this call, you're still on hanging out with us, AI is the direction. And if you're not using it in your business right now, you're getting left behind, we can help you there. 1-800-567-6128 or ronlegrand.com/AI. And it's an insane offer that we're making for you right now too. So jump on. We know you'll be happy. We look forward to seeing you there. Thanks, everyone. And thanks for joining on today on the summit. As we wrap up today, I know this is day 2, right? Is this day 1 or 2? But day 2. This is day 2. I know there's one more day, and there's a lot in the store left. I know there's some amazing speakers that Ron has lined up, and of course, Ron, and hearing from him and his wisdom. So thank you all, and appreciate you guys. Again, ronlegrand.com/AI or 1-800-567-6128. See you guys in April.
Bye, everyone.
Thanks, Brian and Francis. So thank all of you guys for joining us today. We'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock at the same spot. So see everybody tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone.